In this lesson, we're going to look at converting between American and metric. So in the previous lessons, we have converted within the same system, American to American or metric to metric. When we're converting between the two systems, we're going to have to use the ratio method. We're not going to be able to just move a decimal point because we're not based on a number 10. So we're not going to have all the zeros and the ability to just move a decimal point. So we are going to have to use our ratios. What I have for you here is a table that kind of summarizes some of the key conversions that we're going to be looking at in this lesson. As you'll see, we've got inches and centimeters, feet, meters, yards, meters, miles, kilometers, some of the more common conversions between the two systems. So let's look at setting up one of these problems using our conversion ratios or our conversion factors. So in this first one, 180 centimeters, I'm going to start off with 180 centimeters. My next factor, I'm going from centimeters to inches. Now if we have a direct conversion, then I can use it. Sometimes we don't have that direct conversion, and I might have to set up 2 or 3, sometimes even more conversion factors or ratios before I can actually arrive at the unit that I need. So when I look at my table, I actually do have a direct conversion between centimeters and inches. 1 inch is approximately 2.540 centimeters. So now the question is, do I put the centimeters in the numerator or in the denominator? Well, because I want centimeters to cancel, I need to put my centimeters in the denominator, which means my inches goes in the numerator. So I have 1 inch is equivalent to 2.540 centimeters. Now when I cancel out my units, I'm left with the unit that I want, which is inches, and now I just have to do the math, multiply straight across. So I have 180 inches over 2.540, and when I do the division, I get approximately 70.9, and this is inches. So 70.9 inches. Let's look at this next one. We're converting from yards to meters. So when I look at my table, do I have a direct correlation between yards and meters? I have 1 yard is 0.914 meters, and then I also have this other conversion down here. 1.094 yards is approximately 1 meter. So how do you know which one to use? You can actually use either one. It's up to you. So I'm going to start off my conversion by writing down what I'm starting with. So 1.5 yards over 1. Now since we want yards to cancel, yards has to be on the bottom. Now keep in mind when you're multiplying or doing the math, it's always easier if it's ones in the denominator. So I've got 2 conversions and I can use either one, but to make my multiplications easier or the problem mathematically easier, I'm going to pick the one that has 1 yard, which is this top one right here. So now I have 1 yard, and in my numerator I'm going to have 0.914 meters. So I'm going to cancel my yards. That leaves me with meters. And now when I do the math, I just multiply straight across. I don't have to worry about doing multiplication and division. And when I multiply straight across, I get approximately 1.371, and this is going to be meters. Let's look at one more. I have millimeters to inches. So 13 millimeters. So let's start with our 13 millimeters. We want millimeters to cancel. Now, do I have a direct conversion between millimeters and inches? And I don't. So I'm going to use Because I want millimeters to cancel, I'm going to take millimeters to meters. I know that there are 1,000 millimeters in 1 meter. But meter isn't my final unit either. I eventually want inches. So now when I look at my conversions, do I have a conversion between meters and inches? And yes, I do. I have 1 meter is equivalent to 39.370 inches. So when I go to write my conversion factor, because I want meters to cancel, I'm going to have 1 meter is 39.370 inches. Now when I cancel my units, meters cancel, millimeters cancel, and I'm left with just inches. Now to do the math, multiply straight across. So I'm going to have 13 times 39.370, which is 511.81 inches, over my 1 times 1,000 times 1, which is 1,000. And that's going to give me 0.51181 inches, or it's about a half an inch.